Good morning. Alright, it's been a while. Let's see if I can remember where we actually stopped. Oh yeah, right. Right, we got the summon at the end. I remember. Alright, cool. That means we are done with this island, and it is now time for us to explore what the world has to offer. Which, on the one hand, kind of cool, because now the I can't go here. Now the open world aspect of the game really starts. On the other hand, that means the open world part of the game now starts, and let's say I don't particularly remember well exactly where to go next. I have a lot of like different story beats in mind that I know I need to do in order to progress through the game. But I think the order is probably doesn't matter, hopefully. Good morning, Lise. Welcome in. How are you doing? Hope you had a good week so far. So yeah, I'm thinking, what would be the smartest thing to do? Probably, okay, I have an idea. An idea has formed in my mind. That's what we're gonna do. We are going to get our final party member. Right, random encounters. Now I only need to remember where we can find her, and then we're good to go. Week has been peaceful, how about you? That sounds wonderful. Yeah, my week was... it was a bit stressful. Oh dear. Since last Friday, every evening I had like some sort of online meeting, or I had to do some work for a project. I was so happy yesterday evening when I just was able to get back home and knew there was nothing I needed to do, nothing to attend to. So yeah, that was. I really don't need to repeat that week. Now, to be fair, like a lot of those meetings were with like people from school when we just had to work on a project. And like, it is work, but at the same time, you know, you get to chat with the people a bit, kind of spend time together. So it is nice. But yeah. In general, that project is just an entire big mess, and I'm so glad when it's finally over. It's such a good feeling when you have nothing. Exactly. I was finally able to like pick up Paper Mario again, which I haven't played in like 2 weeks by that point. So nice. I finally want to finish that game. I haven't finished the last like 5 games I bought. I really need to start to not do that again. Do you have much longer for the project? The project is mainly, like, all the work part of it is mainly finished. There's just a presentation in 2 weeks that we still need to do. And I've done everything for my part of it. So it's just, like, getting it over with. But yeah, we found out, like, after we were almost finished, that, when I talked with the other trainees in my company who did that last year, we did, like, way too much. Like, people have gotten the best grade for way less work, so that's kind of infuriating. But oh well. At least that now means I don't need to worry about the grade. Unless the teacher decides to be trash. I'm not gonna put you anywhere else. At least they see that you're competent. I wonder if they actually read through the entire document that we had to create. Or if they're just, oh yeah, it's 10 pages. Oh yeah, it contains all the diagrams that we want them to do. Yeah, fine. Let's just say we don't have the highest confidence in our teachers. Also, thank you so much for the lurk, Ree. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. How much easier human being the teacher is. I mean, the teacher... Like, there are two teachers who do the subject. I mean, the teachers themselves are, like, they're nice. Like, they're not, like, terrible people. But yeah, the competency levels is what worries me a bit. Which is an issue because it is like the main subject we have. It's like programming, like the thing we're trying to learn. And somehow the school does not have the greatest programming teachers out there. Like, at all. And it's a bit upsetting. Okay, we're at the right place at least. Creighton? Susa, how have you been? It's coming through everyone's education. Yeah, some of the most important subjects get like the worst teachers, and then some of the less important subjects. Not that they're like bad subjects, but like our English teacher is phenomenal. Like one of the best teachers out there. But like English in the context of what we do isn't the most important thing to learn. So I take it. Like, means English isn't the boring subject to me, which it very well could have been because it's like not challenging at all for me. I haven't seen you since Felix defeated the Great Serpent. It's been 30 years. How time glides by us. Oh yeah, time does pass. Been aging for all those years, but you, Creighton, you don't seem to have gained even a day. Weren't you over 70 when we last met? Oh, he's like 100. Noticed that, didn't you? It's not that I haven't aged, just not as much as I should have. It's the same for everyone who was involved in the Golden Sun. I wonder if I'll catch up to Dad age-wise. Oh, weird. I guess we might, huh? No way of knowing, really. The Golden Sun did slow the aging process immensely, though. Wonder why. They made us take English in college. I went to art school. Yeah, okay. if we had to take, like, religious classes up until, like, year 12. Like, we had to. In our state, that's, like, mandatory, which is insane. Love the education system, really. Hadn't thought about it, but when Pierce and I met, he was about my age. And he's still young. Really healthy today. And you kept in contact with him while he's abroad. Aboard his ship. Do you really trust important messages to Captain Pierce, to a bird? Against the vast array of options for a non-adept such as myself to send a message many miles? Yes, I did. I mean, carrier pigeons are kind of reliable. But if your pigeon couldn't find him, would you have just waited for an answer forever? Suppose so, but my pigeon hasn't failed me yet. But how could that little thing find him in the whole world to pick from? I wouldn't know where to start. I suppose my pigeon has you at an has you at an advantage. Wow, okay, this is gonna be horrible today. Perhaps if I can teach it to throw fireballs, it will put you out of a job. That's a bit rude. We had religious studies as mandatory until year 9. Then it became optional. You choose which subjects you want to do. Sadly not. We had to... like, you could kind of choose if you want to take, like, your assigned religion. So for me, that would have been, like, Catholic. Or if I wanted to take, like, ethics, which is still, like, considered religious education. And so for the last 2 years of high school, I chose, like, ethics class because I was like, sounds better? It wasn't. The teacher was horrendous. Should have stuck with normal religion, honestly. And I'm not going to stand here while Crichton tells me his bird is smarter than me. Birds are smart. Birds can be really smart. I love birds. They're cute. I've always hated pigeons, stupid feathery rodents. Suso, you have no doubt noticed the crisis on the mainland. We have come for your helping in ending it. Wait, have we? I thought we were just sailing around, not looking for this guy in particular. I didn't say anything because I wasn't certain we'd be able to find him, and time was a factor. But I have reason to suspect that we will find some of the keys to our current plight here in Yamata City. We have escaped the darkness so far, but I don't wish to see it spread, and will help however I can. Unfortunately, I don't know how much I can help. I'm gonna butcher that. I'm gonna butcher these names so badly. Kushinada? And Himi, on the other hand. Sounds like a prayer vigil. Something of the matter. My daughter, since the eclipse, she has been unconscious and will not awaken. Sorry to hear that. Oh no. You'll excuse me. I didn't take it in my last 2 years of school, but my geography teacher said to me, we've paid for too many exam seats, seeing as you finished geography and done your exam. Do you want to take a week of religious study and sit in the exam? What? So I did basically wrote an exam paper about how I thought religion was too archaic in the modern world with my viewpoints, and so I got a B. That's amazing. Just like winging it and getting a good grade out of it. But also, what is that system where they like book exam seats and then like have to try and fill them? What? I have never heard of a situation like that. That's wild. Fascinating. Hey, look, the stone we got last time did something. What did you do to Himi? That stone, like an eye. What just happened? To be fair, it sounds like a nice exam. If you just like have to write something down and explain your viewpoints a bit. That sounds a lot more chill than what we usually do. Turns out the stone we got was actually kind of important. Seen it with your own eyes. Suppose I have. She was chosen by the Watchtower's treasure. Chosen by a treasure. I guess that's what they meant about the treasure guiding us. I demand more of an explanation. I know, my class were basically forced to take an IT exam in year 9. Literally turned up to my lesson and my teacher was like, "You have no idea what's going on, but we paid for... You have to fill them. Just guess. It's multiple joysticks, so circle random boxes. Got a D." That's still impressive. Like, for not knowing anything and just, like, doing it at random, getting a D, that's very impressive. I have helped these people stop the eclipse. That's like the other thing we never did, is like pure multiple choice was never a thing in like my entire school life. Like maybe one question out of an entire exam, but never an entire exam. Which is still... like, chose the middle path. Little Himi, you've just woken up. You're not making any sense. There's no time. I have the overwhelming feeling that the eclipse must not continue unchecked. Luna Tower consumes light, casting a grave eclipse that chases away all that's holy. Chases away the holy? Who would have thought that holiness would be chased? I can't explain why I know these things, but I do. The grave eclipse brings fiends to our doorstep. When the shadows overran Berlin's, the people suddenly found themselves in a city of monsters. If I look out over the mainland, shadow covers everything I can see, even my Aote. The tower is filling itself with the light it steals. When it gathers enough, it will release it all. So what's happening to the tower while it fills up? It's softening all the light from the world and emitting darkness. You said you could help us stop the eclipse. How are we to do that? We can amplify the light by going into the tower. The machine will be forced to stop. With a device called the Apollo Lens. Fortunately, you already have supplied it with the power it needs. We already have powered up a machine that amplifies light? I remember no such thing. The Apollo Lens is connected to the alchemy machines you have dealt with. By activating them, you provided its power. Great! Let's get it running then. They're speaking to me again. We must first remove the lock, or the machine will not operate. We have to remove the lock, but in order to do that, one must be clothed in shadow. The lock to the central continent. The Umbra gear is scattered across the world. So we're supposed to find this Umbra gear. You might bring me to the right areas. I will guide you with my search synergy. Each piece is hidden. Morgul's? Morgul's. All those records include an Umbra map, with these locations marked on it. Those records of Morgul were taken as spoils of war when Sana conquered Berlin's. An ancient Morgul map in Sana. We must investigate. Oh dear. Every moment is precious. We should depart soon. And with that, the random girl joined our party. Himi, before you go, you should pay your respects to Zume's grave. I always found that super weird. Like, every character that joins kind of gets a bit of a story beforehand. You know, you get to... They are introduced to the world. Have, like, a specific relevance before they join. And then you just, like, stumble across this place, and there's just, like, here's your final character. It always makes me wonder if they've kind of ran out of an idea and just needed an 8th party member. I guess sadly, Himi does not get much of a story at all throughout the entire thing, which is a shame. Because if you already get a party member, you know, they might as well do something. It's good to see you, Himi. Uses a unique gift. You can witness the essential truth of a thing. Huh? I see great destiny before you, Hime. You will guide your companions to important works. No obstacle can stand before you when you combine your strength. Use the hand and the eye to open the door behind me. Find the lock in these ruins, then proceed west to Tonfon to get the key from the Emperor there. It turns out, if you read the game's dialogue, it actually kind of tells you where to go. I should have probably done that on, like, my first 3 playthroughs. Yeah, and now we have... Who would have thought? Yeah. I remember on my first playthrough, I spent, like, I say, like, at least 5 hours before I got to this place. With, like, the correct item. It was... The first playthrough was a mess. Masamune. And... Great, Water of Life. Amazing, love it. Let's give that to Hime. Yeah. Let's give it to you, Leo. Sure. So Hime joins at level 35, so at least I have that one correct in my mind. Which means she's completely over-leveled. But... kind of terrible. Leo. That is how it comes to my mind. I'm not sure if that's correct. But... that's how I always said it. Yeah, Leo. That's how I'd say too. Okay, good. Again, that's why I would love a remake. Honestly, of any of the Golden Sun games, but just so that we finally get voice acting. And therefore finally know how to spell, like, half of those people's names. Okay, we can't do anything more in here. Dang. English really doesn't help itself, does it? It absolutely doesn't. But to be fair, names are always something special. Like, even if a language pronunciation is kind of consistent, names can still, like, wildly differentiate. Because they're unique, and I think that's kind of cool. I mean, that's what makes names nice. Alright. Now it's time for a bit of pain and misery, because... there is a Djinn on this island. And it's a random encounter one. Which means we might be ultra lucky and get it within like a minute, or we're gonna spend like 5 minutes running around fighting enemies. I hate random encounter Djinns so much, they're so bad. We'll get a lot of German tourists, businessmen. Pronunciation difference. Yeah, it's pronounced with a harsher S. But yeah, people. I mean, I always have a fun time when like people from foreign countries try to pronounce like my real name. Hilarious. I love it. It's really funny. This is just sounds that are not that easy for a lot of languages to get. I wish they'd make more games like this now. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Honestly, the worst part is still that Golden Sun, like, this game ends on a cliffhanger. Like, they clearly intended for there to be a 4th game in the series, and we just never got it. Which is very much infuriating. Also, we immediately got the Djinn. I feel like streaming this game greatly enhances my luck when it comes to finding Djinn. And I absolutely take that. Hell yeah. I say that now. Watch me regret that later. From Botswana in Africa in my school. No, Stone. Calling him 1. Oh no! That's... I mean, I get that names can be hard sometimes. But if someone, like, if someone introduces themselves to you, I think at that point you have no excuse to not, like, pronounce the name correctly. And even if you forget how to do so, you just ask. Facebook wouldn't let him have his real name because he can't have number. Wow, okay, that's... that feels very racist. Kind of reminds me, I think I've seen a post on social media where someone tried to create a new account with their name. And they couldn't create the account because their surname had like 2 letters and the form required at least 3 letters for a surname. Which is like, wow, okay. That is kind of uncool. That is so stupid. That is very stupid. And it really makes me wonder what the reason, like, why they chose to do it like that. I've seen all sorts of, like, weird interactions. There's, I think, one US state where you can't have, like, accents on any letters. Like, the state's registry just can't handle these characters. So, rip to everyone with an accent on a letter, I guess. Technology is really fascinating, but sometimes it's also just really trash. It's someone sleeping on a job, which normally I'd be okay with, but in this case I sadly need to wake him up. You can take your boat over there and then you can go back and fall asleep, that's fine. I will not report anyone sleeping on company time. Sometimes people just need a good nap to be productive again. I've recently rediscovered that energy drinks do, like, absolutely nothing for me. When I was, like, incredibly tired at work. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's take an energy drink, you know, let's try to be productive. And I just got more tired afterwards. It's like, great, fantastic. It's exactly what I wanted. And the dumbest thing is, that's not like, okay, now I'm like more tired, but then I'm like tired, but I also like have high energy. It's such a weird combination. That's an ADHD symptom? Uh-oh. Huh. I never thought about that. Maybe something to discuss with the therapist. Oh boy, let me finally sell shit, thank you. So cost items. It might also be that I'm not, like, dealing super well with, like, caffeine. Like, if I drink too much caffeine in a day, I, like, get a headache. All this nonsense. Need it. Need that. Need that. There we go. It doesn't wake you up. That's a scam. That I find to be very rude, if that's the case. God, the human brain really is a fascinating thing. There we go. Just helps you concentrate. Ah, I see. I mean, the thing is, so far, like, my only encounter with caffeine is like through stuff that also has a lot of sugar in it, like energy drinks. So I don't know if that maybe also has an effect. Because I do not like normal coffee. Absolutely not. In that sense, I'm saving my company a lot of money as well, because I don't drink like 3 to 4 cups a day. So there is that. Oh, I love coffee. I sadly can't. I don't. Like, weirdly enough, coffee flavored chocolate I like. But normal coffee I cannot stand. But yeah, again, that just means, like, I'm saving my company a lot of money. And I think I should get rewarded for that. Obviously also means I'm not standing in front of the coffee machine for too long. So that also helps. Yeah. It's a tasty different. Yeah, it's mostly, I don't know. It's like the taste in liquid form that I don't like. It's weird. Also, it's the effort, right? An energy drink, I can just like quickly grab one from the shelf and then I have it from the fridge. Coffee is like, I need to go to the machine, I need to turn the thing on. It's like a whole thing. And I don't like it when getting a drink is like effort. So laziness also plays a role. I don't like coffee in food form. Interesting. I mean, maybe I could probably... I mean, I could probably acquire a taste for coffee. But again, I'm too lazy to do that. Laziness for the win. Kind of. Just hold on to the book. Because coffee's very expensive. See, something I wouldn't know because I never drink it. But yeah, would make sense. Alright. We now have this little super annoying icon on our minimap. Which points us to a direction the game kind of tries to guide you towards. Which I would say would be our next step. But I'm a rebel, so we don't. We're going somewhere else. Because I can. And I make the rules. It's like £10 for a lot. Jeez. It's like more than I spent for lunch. That's insane. Wow, okay. I mean, I guess if you make it yourself, it's probably a lot cheaper, but still. That sounds a bit ridiculous. Alright, let's do this nonsense. So, there are a few of these patches in the water, and if you press A, you get an interaction. And some of these hold an item. There you go. Rusty sword, let's go. I don't know if people afford it. Yeah, exactly. That sounds ridiculous. I mean, not that I am making financially reasonable decisions. See the Yoshi plush. Which was one of the most impulse purchases I ever did. I mean, I'm still happy that I did it. I could have spent my money on other things. But I can barely afford to feed myself. Yeah, life's expensive these days. I have never found these items so quick. This is like pure streaming luck right now. I love it. This is great. But yeah, honestly, with like rent prices and food prices, I don't know how people raise kids. It's like, that is. Very impressive. I think there's an apple in the... Why would there be mint... They really threw away the perfect opportunity right there. Incredible. Thank you for the luck, please. Gotta do boring housework? Yeah, understandable. Well, I hope it goes well. Yay. Alright. Let's do this nonsense right here first. Because there's a wonderful Djinn back here, and I'd really like to have that now, before I completely forget it exists again. Maybe it's the honestly, maybe it's the English version that just has like higher rates for these things appearing. Because it's shocking how little encounters I have to do and how little, like, interactions I have to do to get, like, items and djinns right now. Normally these take me, like, five minutes to get. Also, nice graphics glitch right here. I mean, I absolutely take it, don't get me wrong. We can just give that to Sveta. There are not many more Djinn where you need to go. There's just like one Jupiter Djinn. 2, 3, 4 Mercury, 3 Mars, and 2 Venus Djinns, and that's it. Then we have all Djinns. How cool is that? And then I can finally sort them in a way that makes sense. But to be fair, the Mars Djinn is the final Djinn we get. So the final Djinn in the game we get is a Mars Djinn. Alright. Amazing. Dead. Okay, there's one item we can get in here. Now. Back in Harappa. Now that the darkness is constantly here, this means this wall is constantly up. Which means it completely blocks you out from getting that one Djinn if you haven't already gotten it. So that's why I was very insisting on getting it at the beginning as soon as we could. Because this is also such a troll if you think about it. It's still on the map, it's still visible. You can find it, you just cannot get it anymore. However, what we can now get is this thing here. Which I think is like some mithril or whatever. Yes. Mithril indeed. And I think, actually, since we're already down in the south here, we might as well visit the forge that we can gain access to. Which is gonna be very cool. And also an absolute pain for me. First, let's go over here. I need to remember where I park. It's gonna be kind of essential. Okay, the enemies die quick down here, so that means we're kind of in the right ballpark, kind of where the game wants us to be right now. In regards to leveling. Yeah, also they don't do any damage. But it is nice that the enemies that spawn down here are at least now kind of a threat. Not really, but at least they give like enough EXP for them to be worth fighting. Which is nice. Alright, let's see if I can actually do this already or if I'm not. There's like a weirdly small hidden side quest up here. So let's find out if we can do that or if there's... I don't think we can do that yet. But I'll check anyway. My boyfriend is gone, lost to these creatures. Why would you try to rescue someone who was already surrounded by monsters? Aww. No, we can't do it. When my friends headed out of Pasai, they invited me along. I'm glad I didn't go. I was clueless about what was going on outside. When I went out, I was swamped by monsters. I'm still not sure how it escaped. It's kind of a blur. To pick that thing up. Can I? I want to pick up that thing because I think I need the cloth. I need to bring the cloth to that woman. Maybe if we do some mind reading shenanigans? Someone in this town owes his life to my man, but he hasn't paid his respects. He's probably afraid to come here and look me in the eye. Well, I can't remember who he is. I know who he is. It's you! I was supposed to be out there with a bunch of my friends, but I overslept. Oh, okay, you need to stand at a very specific spot to pick it up. God damn it. That is kind of stupid, but okay. Let's give her the old rag. This fabric looks familiar, but I just can't remember why. Perhaps I can help you recall. I remember everything. Uh-oh. Let's see. Now I know why my friend looked surprised that night. Your boyfriend saved his life. To think that he traded his life for mine. At first I couldn't even remember who it was he'd saved. So sorry. He was a good man. I'm sure he doesn't regret what he did. It all makes sense now. I really should thank him after all. He can't handle the truth right now, but someday he might appreciate what you did. All I'm good for is swinging hammers and breaking rocks. That's all I've got to offer, but I'm here anytime if you need help. That is perfect, because now I think I never found this out on my own. This was one of the other things I was revealed to me by an online guide. Because now that he follows us, I'm gonna go down back here to the elevator shaft. And go to this block. Looks like there's something stuck behind that Zol stone. Oh, I thought the game broke. Hey, it's our Ancient Ivy. I think the second to last Djinn. Venus Djinn. Let's go. Only one more Venus Djinn and then we're done with them. That's pretty cool. Alright. I think this is like literally the only reason you ever need to go here during the Dark Dawn. And we can just ignore the other two cities, which is fine by me. But yeah, this is kind of what I meant when I said this, like, region becomes accessible again later down the line, because now we can just sail here, and aside from these two Djinn, the one in Harappa, and the Mars Djinn in Kaocho, you can get all Djinns you have missed, which is kind of cool. Don't like enemies doing too much AoE stuff. Honestly, kind of uncomfortable. Let's see, should we like swap around the party? I think we should swap around the party a bit again. Yeah. Yeah, like that. 30, 31. Yeah, looks good. Nice, okay. I'm gonna try to like play with a different kind of group every stream. I think that's kind of nice. Gives a bit of variation on the characters and stuff like that. Which should be nice. Also, Sveta is still like just an amazing character. And I love her very much. And she hits like a truck, which is a benefit. Alright, let's see, where is what I'm looking for? This is one of those slight issues. This game doesn't really have a good map. Or like a good world map. The in-dungeon map's amazing, but for the world map, all I gotta work with is that blurry image. You can see on the bottom screen. That looks about right. Yeah. There we go. Jump back camp. Home sweet home? Hey, it's you, Leo. When did you get home? You, Leo, is it really you? Aww. They're happy to see him. Where's Briggs? Oh. Didn't he come back with you? I thought he was heading to rescue you. That chip looks like his. It's like this. So that's what happened. Sounds rough. An honorable pirate to the end. Seems like these warriors of Vale and their kids were good influence on Briggs. He hasn't always been heroic. Aww. Hey Stan! Welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you had a nice week. Valdella is in the house on the cliffs. She has refused to budge from the spot. I know you're anxious to get going, but take a short rest first, you'll feel better. Resting is important, that is true. My new webcam is arriving in 1 hour. That sounds cool. I hope it actually arrives in an hour, because German postage system... I never trust these, like, things will arrive in an hour or two. But yeah, the new webcam looks really cool. Kind of looking forward to see what you're gonna do with it. It's good, but overloaded with work lately. Ah, that's always a shame. But At least for me, as long as things arrive in the end, I'm always happy about that. The different angle thing is amazing, and the trekking. It sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty convenient as well. Like, and the built-in scenes. It's just nice having a lot of convenience built into the hardware, so you don't necessarily have to set up a lot of stuff on the software side. It just makes things easier, and I'm always a fan of that. I cannot sit still. So I'll be sitting in the camera all the time. Yeah, it is really helpful. Sorry. And it just allows to enhance the streaming experience even more. Which is always nice. And honestly, sometimes you just gotta treat yourself to like a nice new piece of tech. Jumper.